is the Orient Express, Sato and Pat, with Mr. Fuji as their manager, featuring for the second WrestleMania in a row, The Rockers, Marty Jannetty, and Shawn Michaels. This match goes for 7 minutes and 38 seconds. Now, I think you were a fan of The Rockers, the last one, weren't you?
I
Or
mean, let me tell you,
because
the
of the
Rockers,
tassels?
well, the tassels, I'm a fan of a tassel. But the Rockers are a lot of fun.
Mhm.
I'm rooting for Sato and Pat
Oh,
Tanaka.
wow. You were cheering for the Orient Express. What
Sup
was your thinking behind that?
surprise.
Yeah, I want to get into that one.
I mean, I just besides rooting for them,
Was it the name?
I want to take a moment to talk about the Rockers.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they have really cool intro music.
They do.
I love their outfits.
Hmm.
They're bouncing around in the ring. I mean, it looks like it's gonna be fun, and they gave us some amazing moves.
They did.
So, like, definitely cheering, like I said, for Sato and Pat. That thought they were awesome, super cool. Was looking forward to seeing all their moves. But the Rockers were they're still fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Wayne, any thoughts on these guys?
I don't know very much about the Orient Express. I really don't. I mean, I know Mr. Fuji, right? Mr. Fuji plays his part very well with the cane, and they play their part very well. But the salt being thrown in the eyes, and it's funny because me and my girlfriend, a little inside joke, we were making dinner, and I had to add salt to the pasta, and she said I didn't add enough salt. I was like, I will add a Mr. Fuji amount of salt, like a big handful. But who can forget like the Rockers? Like, to me
They were very hot.
they were like the early Hardy Boys, they had the look. These guys had the rocker haircuts, the mullets. But it's out of every tag team, it's very, very, very hard for a tag team to break up if both guys become successful. There's always going to be that one guy who's going to outshine everybody. You got Christian and Edge. And I know Doyle's probably listening. And sorry, Doyle, Edge is the better wrestler out of that.
No,
You got the
no.
Hardy, you got
No.
the Hardy Boys, and Jeff Hardy was the bigger star out of the Hardy Boys. You got now you got the Rockers, and unfortunately Marty Jannetty goes not really anywhere after Shawn leaves him, but Shawn becomes the Heartbreak Kid, one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. I definitely put him up there in like my top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time, because I mean this guy's now running NXT. I mean, and you could see early Shawn Michaels in there, early Heartbreak Kid in there when he's in the ring, and I love it. And it's really sucks that I know I heard the Rockers won the tag team titles on an untelevised event, like a dark match, but I don't think they've won the tag team titles on a pay-per-view or anything, which is a shame because with them being so hot, but at this time the roster was just so vastly large, and Vince was just all about pushing these big guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look who previously held the tag titles, Haku and Andre the Giant. And, it's hard to see the Rockers, these guys, what are they, like Shawn Michaels is 225.
Yeah,
Right.
I think
These
they're
guys,
combined
yeah,
barely 400. I think
barely, like when your whole tag team weight consists barely of this equal the same weight of Andre the Giant, the one competitor on that team. Like, it is hard to see that, and Vince isn't going to push smaller guys like that.
Oh,
but,
no,
not then. But later down the road, we see smaller guys like Bret Hart. We see guys like Shawn Michaels get pushed all the way to the top, and it kind of those are the guys that kind of paved the way for smaller guys like Daniel Bryan, like Rey Mysterio. Like just smaller wrestlers in general. Like, like it makes you sit at home wondering, like, hey, I could be champion too. You don't have to be a 300-pound Brock Lesnar type of body style to be champion. You can be a smaller body, to be champion. And this is the seeds are being planted here of great wrestling. And Shawn Michaels is, one of the best on this card. I just totally forgot that he was even on a WrestleMania card this early in his career.
Yeah.
7 minutes and 38 seconds. That's a long time on this card compared to a lot of other people, even though they were done kind of dirty in this.
Yeah, with this
Marty
Marty
Jannetty.
Jannetty.
I did laugh. I did laugh when Marty Jannetty got the salt thrown in his eyes. I don't know if he did it on purpose to sell
Yeah,
it.
I don't think he did do it on purpose. I think it was
fell-
accidental. Yeah, he falls
he
over
fell,
the
he
railing.
fell over the barricade, and this is also the way the ring is dressed up. We kind of have a little bit more. We have way more padding on the barricades now. It's not just like this metal see-through gate. We actually have like a legit barricade to separate the fans from the wrestlers, even to the point where like a wrestler could walk on top of the barricade. So it was kind of funny to see him like, whoa.
Yeah, it looked like he was drunk or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
and so if he was selling it, he sold it well, and he's taking the apron and he's like, oh, the salt's so bad. And it's a shame how this match ended, but like that's just how a lot of these matches ended this night, where some of them ended dirty.
Yeah.
Just a manager doing manager things.
Yeah,
Mr.
helping his
Fuji
team win.
being the distraction with the cane and having one of the guys from Orient Express with the salt. And we see that later on in his career with wrestlers like Yokozuna, throwing powder or salt in the face of wrestlers and competitors. And like fast forward to today, we don't maybe have that as much, but we do have people like Asuka spitting poison in people's face, spitting something in their face.
Blue mist,
So the mist in the face. So it has evolved into something still. So we still use this process, this type of winning today. And it's not all the time, it's not every match, but when it happens, it's like, oh yeah, that's right, they did them kind of dirty,
So you can't Mortal Kombat.
Maybe it's like I think it's Reptile that does that fatality, or he spits out toxin or something like that, and
I think it was an homage to a certain wrestler who recently was inducted.
The Great Muda.
Yes.
Yeah, the spitting of the
But I mean the throwing of the salt or whatever in somebody's face. I don't know if it was really salt, but like you do think about it, you can't really tell. But the throwing,
I think it's just like, I forgot what that dust, like that
powder,
like to grip like Olympians or like pole
jumpers.
Yeah,
like chalk or something.
Yeah.
But either way, like when he does it, it's like I don't care what it is. You're throwing anything in somebody's face. There was a lot. There was a lot. There wasn't like
it wasn't like a big cloud. It wasn't
like a little. It was like
no
a
salt-based type
handful
of sprinkling.
That guy looked like he was about to salt his driveway. Like he was just like, oh my gosh!
Like if you are watching and you do salt your driveway, do not salt liberally. Do it gently.
Like Salt Bay?
Yeah. Don't over assault.
And don't get arrested for assaulting your driveway.
Yeah, I like to salt my driveway the Mr. Fuji way.
Yeah.
And I run away.
Yeah. So were you happy that the Orient Express won here, Maria?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
In this particular way, in the like kind of a cheap way, or were you okay with it?
I thought this match was fine.
This is one of my favorite matches.
Was it?
Yeah. It's because of the of the psychology of we know that like the Rockers are the teams that we want to cheer for and things like that. Like you said, you wanted to cheer for Orient Express, and I think around this time I was cheering for the Rockers because I was like 10 and they were probably like 17, 16 years older than me, but they're young, I'm young. I want to be hip and cool, and who doesn't want to be like the Rockers and running out there and with tassels around your pants?
They look awesome.
So I mean, they got robbed and everything like that, but this feud has to continue. The Rockers have to get their revenge. So it eventually leads to something further down the